Ever feel like you're doing everything right? Hitting the gym, pushing hard, recovering and resting properly, but your muscle growth just isn't taking off. You're not alone. Most people trying to build muscle are unknowingly sabotaging their progress with one simple mistake. They're not optimizing their protein intake and do not have an ideal caloric surplus. And no, this isn't just about eating more chicken and chugging protein shakes. The truth is, if you're not getting the right amount, quality, and timing of protein, you're leaving gains on the table. But here's the kicker. Most advice you hear about protein is outdated or just plain wrong. And if you think you're getting enough protein just because you're eating a lot, think again. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to fix your protein intake, adjust your nutrition with a caloric surplus for rapid muscle growth, and optimize your routine to finally see the massive gains you've been working towards. In our first tip, when it comes to building muscle, one of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating their protein intake. If you're serious about real muscle growth, you need between 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. Personally, I recommend my clients aim for 2 g per kilogram to maximize muscle repair and growth. Think about it. Your muscles are constantly breaking down and rebuilding. If you're not getting enough protein, you're literally leaving gains on the table. Whether you weigh 70 kilograms or 100 kilograms, your protein needs are unique to you, and tracking it is key. Use an app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer to ensure you're hitting your numbers consistently. But how much protein do you actually need? Not everyone needs the same amount of protein. A 20-year-old lifter training 5 days a week will require more than someone who's 50 and just starting out. Your age, training intensity, and overall diet all play a massive role. If you're cutting calories, you'll need more protein to prevent muscle loss. If you're in a bulk, you might get away with the lower end of the spectrum. The key? Adapt your intake to your lifestyle. If you're training hard, recovering from an injury, or even just getting older, bumping up your protein intake can be a game changer. It's not just about lifting weights, it's about feeding your body what it needs to thrive. So, how do you apply this in real life? Let's say you weigh 80 kilograms. That means your daily protein goal should be between 128 g and 176 g. That's roughly 5 chicken breasts, 7 scoops of whey, or a mix of eggs, meat, and dairy spread throughout the day. And don't worry, you don't need to eat bland food all day. Get creative. Greek yogurt with berries, protein pancakes, or even a high-protein smoothie can help you hit your target without feeling like you're choking down dried chicken breast every meal. The point is, fuel your body properly, and the results will follow. Now, let's take it a step further. When should you eat all this protein to actually make it count? That's where protein distribution comes in. In our second tip, we will look at the best way to increase protein absorption and make our muscles take better advantage of this fuel to grow and become stronger as quickly as possible. Getting your protein intake right is one thing, but knowing when to eat it? That's next level. Your body doesn't just store up all the protein you eat at once. It processes it in waves. That's why spreading your protein intake evenly throughout the day can make a massive difference in muscle growth. Ideally, you should aim for 20 to 40 g of protein per meal, spaced every 3-4 hours. This ensures that your muscles are constantly fed with the amino acids they need to grow. Imagine it like watering a plant. You don't dump a whole bucket of water at once and expect it to thrive. Instead, small, frequent doses keep it growing strong. But there's one secret weapon that most people overlook: pre-sleep protein intake. Your body doesn't stop repairing itself while you sleep. So giving it a slow-digesting protein source before bed can keep your muscles in an anabolic state overnight. Casein protein, cottage cheese, or Greek yogurt are excellent choices since they release amino acids slowly. If you've ever woken up feeling sore and depleted, this could be why. Try adding 30 to 40 g of casein before bed and watch how much better you recover. This small tweak alone can skyrocket your overnight muscle recovery. Now, how do you actually make this work in your day? Let's break it down. Start with eggs and oatmeal for breakfast, hit a chicken and rice meal for lunch, go for a protein shake post-workout, and finish strong with steak and veggies for dinner. Then, before bed, throw in some cottage cheese or a casein shake. That way, every few hours, your body is getting exactly what it needs to grow fast. When you dial in your protein timing, you don't just build muscle, you build it efficiently. Not all protein sources are created equal, and that's where a lot of people mess up. That's why it's our third most important tip about protein for building muscle. If you want to build muscle effectively, you need to focus on high-quality proteins that contain all the essential amino acids. These are known as complete proteins, and they mostly come from animal sources. Think chicken, beef, eggs, dairy, and fish. They provide everything your muscles need to repair and grow. But what if you're plant-based? No problem. You just need to be strategic. Combining foods like rice and beans, lentils and quinoa, or tofu and whole grains ensures you get a complete amino acid profile. Bottom line? Choose your protein sources wisely, because what you eat determines how fast you grow. One of the most important amino acids for muscle growth is leucine. It's the switch that turns on muscle protein synthesis, MPS. You need at least 2 to 3 g of leucine per meal to maximize your gains. Animal proteins naturally have plenty, but if you rely on plant-based options, you might need larger portions or a leucine supplement. For example, a chicken breast gives you around 3 g of leucine, while you'd need nearly 2 full cups of lentils to hit the same amount. If you're serious about protein intake, make sure each meal has a strong leucine source. This is one of those small details that separate average results from explosive muscle gains. So, how do you actually put this into practice? Easy. Start your day with eggs and toast, have a chicken wrap or a protein smoothie for lunch, throw in some Greek yogurt with nuts as a snack, and finish with salmon and roasted veggies at dinner. If you're plant-based, mix things up. Tofu stir-fry, chickpea pasta, or a high-protein oatmeal with chia and hemp seeds. The key is variety and quality. The better your protein choices, the better your results. Now, you just crushed your workout, your muscles are screaming, and you know they need fuel to grow fast. But what's the best move? This is what we will understand in our fourth tip: how to take advantage of this post-workout moment to accelerate muscle growth. The old-school idea of a tiny anabolic window right after training has been blown out of proportion. Sure, eating protein post-workout is important, but what truly matters is hitting your total daily protein intake and spreading it out properly. That said, getting 30 to 40 g of protein within a few minutes after your session can definitely help muscle growth and recovery. Think whey protein shakes, grilled chicken with rice, or even eggs and toast. All great options to kickstart the recovery process. But remember, always accompany it with a carbohydrate such as banana, toast, rice, or honey. Now let's talk real-world application. If you're rushing from the gym to work or school, a protein shake mixed with oats and banana is a perfect go-to. Quick, effective, and loaded with everything your body needs. If you have time for a full meal, go for lean meat with rice and veggies to refill glycogen stores and provide sustained energy. The point is, you don't need to panic and slam a protein shake the second you re-rack your weights. But make sure to eat a protein-rich meal within 30 minutes to 2 hours after your workout to maximize recovery and muscle protein synthesis. So, what happens if you skip post-workout protein altogether? Well, while it's not the end of the world, you're definitely slowing down your muscle building potential. Think of it like leaving your car on empty after a road trip. Sure, it'll still sit there, but it won't go anywhere without fuel. If you're serious about building muscle, make post-workout nutrition a habit. Strategic protein intake can make a noticeable difference in muscle growth, especially if you're training hard. One effective strategy is pre-workout protein consumption. Eating 20 to 30 g of protein before a workout increases amino acid availability during training, helping to reduce muscle breakdown and kickstart recovery before you even finish your session. A protein shake with some fruit, Greek yogurt, or even a small chicken and rice meal can all work well here. The goal is simple. Start fueling muscle repair before the damage even happens. Another key timing hack? Intra-workout nutrition. Now, for most people lifting weights for an hour, this isn't essential. But if you're training for long periods, pushing high-volume sessions, or even doing endurance sports, consuming BCAAs or fast-digesting protein during your workout can help keep muscle protein synthesis elevated and prevent excessive muscle breakdown. Imagine running on fumes mid-workout. Your performance drops, and so does your ability to build muscle. A whey protein isolate shake, or EAAs, mixed in water can give you that extra boost without feeling too heavy. The real magic happens when you connect the dots. Think of protein timing like fueling a high-performance engine. Pre-workout protein primes your body, intra-workout protein sustains performance, and post-workout protein repairs and builds. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Muscle growth isn't just about protein. It's also about total energy intake. Because if you're not eating enough calories, you're not growing, period. Let's break down why a caloric surplus is the ultimate fuel for gains. If you want to build muscle, you can't just focus on protein intake. You need to eat enough total calories too. Your body treats muscle growth like a luxury. If you're not providing extra fuel, it won't prioritize building new muscle tissue. This is why a caloric surplus is crucial. Eating 250, 500 calories above maintenance gives your body the energy it needs to support intense training, recovery, and growth. Think of it like building a skyscraper. If you only buy enough materials for a one-story house, that's all you'll get. Want to maximize your muscle growth? Feed your body properly. Now, let's talk macronutrient balance. A lot of people focus only on protein, but carbs and fats play a huge role too. Carbohydrates fuel your workouts and replenish glycogen, which keeps your training intensity high. Without enough carbs, your lifts will suffer, and so will your gains. Fats, on the other hand, regulate hormones like testosterone, which is key for muscle growth. So don't fall for the low-carb or low-fat hype. Your best bet is a well-balanced diet. A good starting point? Aim for 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fats, adjusting as needed based on your results. So how do you put this into action? Start with calorie-dense whole foods. Think steak, rice, avocado, whole eggs, salmon, potatoes, and nuts. If you struggle to eat enough, add smoothies with oats, nut butter, and whey protein to increase calories effortlessly. The goal is to stay in a small but consistent surplus, enough to build muscle without gaining unnecessary fat. But calories alone won't build muscle. You need a smart training plan to put all this fuel to work. That's why I created complete content in the video that I left here on the screen to help you even more to achieve your best muscle gain result.